It is 8:25 in the morning time on this Thursday morning, October 8th, 2020. It's time now for the Peter Channel Morning News on this Thursday morning, October 8th, 2020. Good morning to y'all this lovely Thursday morning, October 8th, 2020. It is 8:25 and it's 53 degrees in Norton, Massachusetts. Top stories on the Peter Channel Morning News at 8:25 on this Thursday morning. Is 4 takeaways from the Mike Pence Kamala Harris vice presidential debate, as Utah vice presidential debate was civil but sadly lacked substance, and that bizarre moment was a fly on Mike Pence's head. Vulnerable Republicans distance themselves from Trump's coronavirus response. Regeneron requests emergency use and approval for antibody treatment taken by Trump and stock prices 4% in free market. Behave yourself as Trump's campaign training tapes for poll watchers don't align with Trump's verdict. Second Trump-Biden debate will be virtual, commission announces. 10 p.m. Delta Advisory Hurricane Ward is posted for all of Acadiana. Emergency COVID-19 vaccine approval to record 2 months of follow-up data, FDA says. FDA slowed down. Kentucky Attorney General seeks to ban Breonna Taylor grand juror from discussing proceedings. How ranked choice voting could determine the Senate's makeup. No changes for a Wisconsin officer in killing a black teen. Olympic gymnast reportedly rumor of twins with Putin vanishes. Louise Clark has won a Nobel Prize in Literature. Australian pro surfer Matt Wilson never escaped from shot caught on camera. Cardi B apologized for backing the nominee in an event amid conflict, and curse an election, and the euphoria turns into security as Bob Rule spreads. Report bringing in still living in repressive apartheid conditions in Myanmar. Gap most trust Biden in lead U.S. healthcare for COVID-19. JP Morgan Chase commits $30 billion to close racial wealth gap. The COVID-19 pandemic was the main issue of discussion on Wednesday night during the one and only vice presidential debate of the 2020 campaign between Senator Kamala Harris and Vice President Mike Pence. The Trump administration has asked the Supreme Court to stay a lower court's decision to strike again in the 2020 census early. With less than a month before the November's U.S. presidential election, Facebook has announced a series of new policies aimed at preventing intimidation at polling stations and candidates from spreading confusion. Authorities have arrested and charged a U.S. postal worker from New Jersey with throwing out nearly 2,000 pieces of mail, including 99 ballots for November's general election that were intended for West Orange residents. Newlywed Fian graduate from Norton dies with wife in plane crash in Colorado after honeymoon. Swift storm sweeps the region and thousands lose power. Numerous trees and limbs are down. And take a look at the National Grid outage map. National Grid's got 65,078 customers in the dark. Eversource in Massachusetts, 17,619 customers affected. In Western Massachusetts, 14,107 customers affected. Artistry meets industry at Plymouth 1620 Designs as Natalie Checker runs design, making a wood and carving business in a Caritas Beyond Home. Seen red as rising COVID rates alarm local officials as most local communities maintain yellow status of the latest state list of cases by community. Before handing out a new COVID vaccine, local hospitals plan their own evaluations. JP Morgan Chase makes $30 billion commitment to help close America's wealth gap. Dow Jones rises 530 points on renewed stimulus hopes and several stocks break out. Best Buy misreads calendar thinks Black Friday starts next Thursday. And unemployment claims to remain historically high. Take a look at the stocks that are now up 530.70 at 28,303.46. SP 5 up 58.50 at 3419.45. And Nasdaq up 210 at 11,364.60. Light speed imagers world's fastest UV camera works at 500 million frames per second. New Hampshire church linked to COVID outbreak after 10-day prayer session. Coronavirus could live on skin for 9 hours. Japanese researcher said that Springfield Green County Health Department reports 23 COVID-19 related deaths in 2 days. Peter, chill news time is 8:31. Yankee season still in the danger zone, and Chiefs Raiders Wednesday injury report. Mike Denna held out. Okay, let's take a look at the in the Major League Baseball, the NLDS Game 2, Atlanta Braves beat the Miami Marlins 2-0, and the LA Dodgers over the San Diego Padres 6-5. In the ALDS, at the Oakland A's defeat the Houston Astros 9-7, and the Tampa Bay Rays 8, Yankees 4. Peter, Shell News time is 8:32. Time now for a traffic transit check. Baby! By the MBTA Fitchburg Line train 410, 8:10 a.m. from Wachusett spotted Wachusett 10 15 minutes behind schedule due to later route of the outbound train 7401. Fitchburg Line train 403, 7:45 a.m. from North Station is operated 10 minutes past between Civil and Wachusett to slippery rail conditions. And Worcester train 7552, 8:13 a.m. from Worcester is operating 15 minutes past between Worcester and South Station due to signal issue. And Middleburg train 7010. 7:52 a.m. from Middleburg Lakeville started. Middleburg is operating 15 minutes past due to light robbery of equipment caused by a single issue. And ferries are looking good. Take a look at the wins and bowies in New England. First of all, in province of vicinity, 95 at the north bad side, a little bit slow at the protected stretch. Route 60 eastbound side, a little bit slow before the 610 connector in Providence, and 146 at the northbound side, a little bit slow at the North Smithfield Rhode Island area, and 24 southbound side, a little bit slow at Route 114 to Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and 138 eastbound side, a little bit slow at the Newport Bridge, out of the Cape. Ford Bridge on the southbound side, tad bit slow. Route 6 is looking good from Saginaw down to Orleans and southeastern Massachusetts. 95 northbound slow between Pleasant Street and Dartwood down to 128 Canton. 21 northbound side slow before 128 Red Dot. Route 3 at the northbound side a little slow between Route 18 and Weymouth down to the Braintree Split. And Cyber Expressway slow before the Braintree Split. And Cyber Expressway both ends back between Quincy down to Dorchester and 93 southbound side, so between Somerville down to Boston, the Pike on the eastbound side, also after 128 to the western line, the Route 16 to Newton, and 3 to the southbound side, also on 128 out of then Burlington, and 128 to the southbound side, so between Linfield down to Reading, and 190 in the northbound side, so the west place to stretch, and Route 2 eastbound side, so between Leominster down to Harvard, and Western Massachusetts highways are looking good, except the 91 southbound side, a little bit sort of Greenfield, Massachusetts, and the Pike eastbound side, a little bit sort of around the Lee area. 84 westbound side, so between Hartford down to West Hartford, and Route 691 eastbound side, a little bit sort of Meriden, Connecticut, and 84 westbound side, Little Salt, Warburg, Connecticut, and Merritt Parkway westbound side, so between Route 7 and Norwalk down to New Canaan, 95 of the southbound side, so between Bridgeport down to Greenwich, and 25 northbound side, Little Salt, Trumbull, Connecticut, and the Granite State looking good except the 89 southbound side, little bits of Warner, New Hampshire, and Maine looking good, and Vermont New looking good in 91 northbound side, little sort of Clever, Vermont, and 91 southbound side, little sort of Newport, Vermont, and 95 of the northbound side, little bits on Herman, Maine, and 95 northbound side, little sort of Redway, Maine. Peter, channel news time is 8:36. Time now for a weather report. The latest on Delta. Category 2 storm, 100-mile-per-hour winds, minimum set pressure 970 millibars, 23.7 to the north, 92.3 to the west. Movement northwest at 15 miles an hour. And Delta is expected to grow in size since it approaches the Norfolk Gulf Coast, where threatened and storm surge and dangerous hurricane force winds are likely beginning. Friday, particularly by the approaches of the Louisiana coast and storm surge and hurricane waters are affected. Residents of these areas should follow advice given by local officials, rush preparedness actions of completion and significant Sherman and small stream and minor dry lake river floodings is likely Friday and Saturday from portions of the central Gulf Coast into portions of the lower Mississippi Valley as Delta moves farther inland. Heavy rainfall expected into the Ohio Valley and Mid-Atlantic this weekend. Closer to home. It is a taste of fall. It is clear and it's windy and it's cool out as the cold front breeze and we're going to be in for a nice, sunny, and cool day in store as high pressure will provide dry weather for several days as it builds across the region today. It heads off the mid-Atlantic coast by Friday as temperatures will be cool today and Friday and then will warm up this weekend before turning cool again this next week. It's like a roller coaster going up and down, up and down. No major changes in the forecast this morning. Expected gusty winds to be developed region-wide by mid-morning, and winds diminish as we get closer to sunset. The strongest wind will be across the higher terrain, especially north central Massachusetts and Berkshires and towards the coast. Okay. Forecast, it goes like this. It's going to be sunny skies about 62 degrees, northwest at about 6 and 13 mile an hour, gust size 29 mile an hour. For tonight, Petrified after 4 a.m. Otherwise, clear skies about 34 degrees and northwest at about 5 to 8 mile an hour, gust size 3 mile an hour. For Friday, Petrified before 9 a.m. was sunny skies about 62 degrees, northwest at about 6 mile an hour. For Friday night, most of clear skies about 47 degrees, southwest at about 3 to 5 mile an hour. Saturday, most of sunny skies about 75, low 56 degrees, southwest at about 10 to 16 mile an hour, gust size 20 to 25 mile an hour. For Sunday, punch the sun sky at 64, low 47 degrees, northeast at about 5 to 8 mile an hour. For cloudless day, chance of showers up to 11 a.m., mostly cloudy sky at 61 to low 52 degrees, and east wind about 3 to 8 mile an hour. Chance rate is 40% for Tuesday, chance of showers, mostly cloudy skies about 69, low 58 degrees, southeast at about 7 mile an hour, gust size 20 mile an hour. Chance rate is 40%, and for Wednesday, chance of showers, punch the sun sky at 71 degrees, south wind about 5 to 8 mile an hour, gust size 21 mile an hour. Chance rate is 30%. Right now, Norton and it. First guys, 53 degrees. That's going to be for the Peter Channel. Morning news on this October 8th, 2020 on a Thursday morning. I'm Peter J. Wiggins. Hope you have a good morning. Goodbye. Stay safe, be positive, be healthy, be well. Have a good morning. Let's see you at noontime for Noontime Report.